The college football playoff is finally here, even though this season was a big clusterfuck, to be completely honest. It seemed like the season was going to get canceled at some points. It was just a big shit show. It felt like a wash season just because so many games were canceled. We missed out on a lot of different things. It seemed like some schools weren't even trying. It was definitely the strangest season of college football I've ever witnessed, and rightfully so. I mean, there's no surprise there. And to be honest, I don't know if I'm the only one. I felt a little distance this year from college football. I am normally very invested. I love college football. I think primetime college football games are more exciting than NFL games. Like the big Saturday night showdown are more exciting than some of the big showdowns in the NFL, even though I like the NFL overall more. I know it doesn't make any sense, but in my brain it makes sense. But this year for college football, I was a little distant. I really didn't pay too much attention to a few things just because the season was just such a clusterfuck. And I'm grateful that we got a season. I'm grateful we're in a conclusion of the season. But I'm being honest. I was way less invested this year than I ever have been. But we're here. We're at the playoffs. Let's talk about them because they're going to be interesting. The final four teams are Alabama at 1, Clemson at 2, Ohio State 3, Notre Dame 4. Some people were upset about those final four teams. I think they did a good job. I think these are the final four teams you pick. I don't think you put Texas A&M over Ohio State, even though they only played 6 games, and Notre Dame, even though they got killed by Clemson in the ACC Championship. Overall, I think they did a pretty good job with the selections, even though it does suck that Notre Dame's back in the playoffs. I fucking hate Notre Dame, and we know they're going to disappoint. Like, we know for a fact they're going to lose to Alabama. Let's talk about the game now. It's Alabama, Notre Dame. Alabama are 19.5-point favorites. Oh, you think? I know there's no way around it because you're not going to take Notre Dame out, and I don't know who they would put in. But let's be honest. We're not surprised here. Notre Dame is going to get fucking killed. Take Alabama minus 19.5. That is the easiest money you'll make all year. There's really not too much to talk about this game. Mac Jones looks really great. Devonta Smith looks amazing. He's the best receiver in the country. He could win the Heisman as a receiver, which would be fucking incredible. And I really don't know what Ian Brook and Notre Dame can do here. Brian Kelly's going to get his ass out coached by Nick Saban because, Brian Kelly fucking sucks. They're going to get destroyed by Alabama. I don't think there's really much to think about here. Don't take Notre Dame money line. Don't take Notre Dame plus 19.5. Take Alabama everything. They're going to crush them, and it's going to be the classic college football playoff semifinal game where the one opponent just gets crushed, and everyone's like, why the fuck do they make it? I think they did a good job picking Notre Dame to make it. I think it makes sense, but this is going to be the inevitable game where someone gets blown out, and it's going to be Notre Dame. Now the next game, the interesting matchup, Clemson, Ohio State. This is the third time they're meeting in the playoffs. Clemson has won both times. I'm an Ohio State fan, and that fucking sucks. Last year, I feel like we should have won that game. We got hosed on some calls, and then we fucked up. We choked on a few plays. But what do I think about this game? Clemson is 7.5-point favorites right now, and Clemson has the Buckeyes number. And I would normally say that Clemson would probably cover the spread, just because Ohio State hasn't looked very good against Northwestern and Indiana, the two opponents that they played that were ranked. Justin Fields has looked pretty bad in both those games. But Dabo, you fucking moron, you poked the bear. You never poke the bear. You should know that. Why would you poke the bear? What Dabo Swinney did was stupid. Dabo Swinney, the AP coaches poll, put Ohio State as the 11th best team in the country. Why would you do that, Dabo? You're literally just giving Ohio State motivation. It's like Jordan in The Last Dance. There was a point in Jordan's career where no one really talked shit to him anymore because he would just shit on everyone. And the little tiny things, he just needed tiny little things to get him motivated and get him pissed off and be like, yeah, I took that personally. Dabo, you just served it on a silver fucking platter to the Buckeyes. They're going to look at that and be pissed off. I think he knows that too because today he came out and was like, what I really meant was that Ohio State definitely could beat any of us. But like since they only played 6 teams, I have to put them out of the top 10. I only put top 10 teams that have played 11 games. He fucking backtracked on those comments because he knows he poked the fucking bear. Ohio State's not going to listen to that. They're going to listen to the first comment and be like, yeah, fuck you, Dabo. We're going to kick your ass. So take Ohio State plus 7.5 and take a money line. I think Ohio State's actually going to win this game. I know I'm biased, but I really do think they're going to win this game. And I said last year that I thought Ohio State was going to lose the game. So I am biased, but sometimes I can be a realist. Sometimes, if you know me personally, you're probably like thinking, that's fucking bullshit. You fucking picked the Browns and everything. You think the Cavs are going to win the finals. I know. I fucking know. But I'm just saying here with the Buckeyes, I'm definitely at least biased. And I think they can win just because Dabo poked the bear. And with Ohio State, we definitely have enough talent to do that. Justin Fields is fucking amazing. I know he didn't look very good against those 2 games against ranked opponents, but Justin Fields is fucking good. There are some question marks with our defense because it doesn't look as good as it should, but I think we can beat them. Trevor Lawrence is fucking incredible. He's going to be the number 1 pick. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks we've ever seen in college football. So it's going to be a great game. Actually, this is going to be a good game. Ohio State-Clemson will be a good game. The last time they played was a good game. The first time they played was not a good game. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think you take the over in that game, too. I don't even know what it is. I think you take the over in that game as well. I think it'll be a shootout. I think Ohio State wins. And the national championship will be Alabama versus Ohio State. It'll be a rematch from the 2014-2015 college football playoff, the first ever college football playoff in the semifinals where they played in the Sugar Bowl. And then Ohio State went on to win the national championship that year. It'll be a rematch of that. I'm not going to talk about that game at all because I'm going to make a preview for the national championship when that comes around. But those are my predictions for the college football playoff this year. I think they did a good job with selection. I don't think there's really argument there with taking out Ohio State or Notre Dame. I think they did a good job with the selection. I think Alabama Notre Dame is going to be a blowout, which sucks because every year in the college football playoff semifinals there is a blowout. It's like inevitable at this point. And I think it's going to be Alabama Notre Dame. Alabama's going to kick the shit out of Notre Dame. And then Clemson Ohio State's going to be a really good game. I think Ohio State wins in a shootout. Take that over. Take Ohio State. The only reason I really think that is I do think we're a talented team. But Dabo, you fucked up. You poked the bear. You know better. You know better not to do that. So the 2020-2021 college football playoff. Let me know what your guys' predictions are. Thank you so much for watching. Click here to see more of Davey Dave's Takes.